Replacement Beauden Barrett inspired a New Zealand fightback in their 24-17 win over England to claim the series 2-0 at Eden Park. The All Blacks trailed by 4 points before two-time World Player of the Year Barrett was introduced off the bench to set up Mark Tell's second try and break English resistance. England had threatened to become the first side to win at Eden Park in 30 years after excellent tries by Emmanuel Fei-Waboso, and Tommy Freeman handed them a slender advantage at halftime. In a frenetic game littered by handling errors on the greasy Auckland surface, the All Blacks struggled to wrestle back momentum, and Marcus Smith stretched England's lead with a penalty before Barrett's arrival from the bench. The full-back cut a composed figure to steady the New Zealand ship as he first ran an excellent line against England's scrambled defence to feed Talia, who had opened his account in the first half, with a smart poach from the breakdown, before holding up Jamie George over the whitewash in the final play. Victory for the All Blacks maintains their formidable record at Eden Park, and hands them a series win to kickstart Scott Robertson's era as head coach. Opportunity evades spirited England again. England arrived at the spiritual home of All Black rugby, sensing an opportunity to spring a famous upset after their narrow defeat in last week's first test in Dunedin. Many of England's young squad were not born the last time New Zealand were beaten at Eden Park by France in 1994, but they were undaunted. Talia handed the All Blacks the lead as he reacted quickest to pick up the ball from a ruck and scamper clear, but England hit back through his opposite number Fei-Waboso. The wing latched onto a pinpoint Marcus Smith cross-field kick before beating Talia and Damian McKenzie to score his 4th try in 6 England appearances. Smith was disappointing from the tee in Dunedin, but his accurate kicking from hand is a real weapon for England, and New Zealand failed to heed the early warning, as Freeman was the beneficiary of another smart cross-field kick to hand the visitors the lead. They held a 1-point advantage at the break, but the All Blacks were boosted by the introduction of Beauden Barrett, the oldest of the 3 Barrett brothers in the matchday squad. The utility back prowled the backfield and nullified England's kicking game as the hosts began to control the battle for territory. England were in touching distance of a first win in New Zealand since 2003, but although they came up short, their performances in both tests show a marked improvement from when Steve Borthwick first took charge of this side before the 2023 Six Nations. All Blacks underline home dominance. The All Blacks pride themselves on their Auckland record, and they were intent on keeping it intact. England flanker Chandler Cunningham-South grew up in New Zealand and impressed in the first test, but he was welcomed to Eden Park with a meaty double tackle from Coddy Taylor and Finlay Christie less than a minute after kickoff. New Zealand made more handling errors than England, and Taylor had moments of uncertainty in the line-out, but you cannot buy experience at the highest level. The hosts had more caps in their squad, and the introduction of prop Fletcher Newell and Beauden Barrett from the bench shored up the set piece in the backfield. Robertson will be tasked with equaling South Africa's record of 4 World Cup wins in 2027, but the new head coach has come through his first assignment. New Zealand have overcome Borthwick's side, having only had just over a couple of weeks in camp, and their preparations will now gear up as they look to defend their rugby championship title next month. Lineups: New Zealand, Profeta, Rees, Ione, J. Barrett, Talia, McKenzie, Christie, De Groot, Taylor, Lomax, S. Barrett, Capt, Tupuladu, Finau, Papali'i, Sevilla. Replacements: Omua, Tuongafasi, Newell, Vai, Jacobson, Ratima, Leonard Brown, B. Barrett. England: Stewart, Fei-Waboso, Slade, Lawrence, Freeman, M. Smith, Mitchell, Baxter, George, Capt, Stewart, Itoge, Martin, Cunningham-South, Underhill. All. Replacements: Dan, Rod, Cole, Coles, Curry, Spencer, F. Smith, Slatone. Please like, share my video and subscribe my channel.